One of the things that we have always stressed in the METS Coalition, and in fact one of the things that we feel has been a strength for us, has been the involvement of members of our business community and industry with a real focus on Missouri's workforce. We feel that the economic importance of this particular program and the impact that we think it can have on Missouri really focuses in on our economic growth. You look at the three specific things that I have on this particular slide: the earning power, the job force, and economic well-being. And I think you can see that in terms of mathematics, engineering, technology, and science, which is what METS stands for. All of those areas are critically important to the development of our workforce, as well as to the economic prosperity of our state. Deborah Hollingsworth, who's the chair of our board, often says that METS is the language of economic development. And I think that is very true when we look at the potential for our state and the potential that we're seeing realized in areas like Discovery Park and all along the corridors in St. Louis and Kansas City. In Missouri, we really are bringing a program that is beginning to have some national impact. I often am in Washington, D.C., working on issues with the State Education Technology Directors Association. We find that the METS Coalition, along with in many other states, this particular movement is termed STEM. The initials are just turned around a little bit: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. But we're often called upon to provide examples of what we're doing here in Missouri with our coalition and with the focuses that we have on various programs. The METS Coalition has been named in several national publications, and in fact we were contacted by members of the transition team to give information on how the economic stimulus package that includes funding for educational technology and other science and math programs could actually be played out. And it's great to have those kinds of plans in your back pocket, and the coalition has been very helpful in creating those. So you can see that we've really begun with a summit in 2006 and have worked our way up now through some METS regional networks meetings that were held throughout 2008. And we're starting 2009 with a strong set of programs and priorities. As part of our strategies, we have looked at what are the most important priorities and strategically how can we begin to accomplish the goals that we've set forward for improving mathematics, engineering, technology, and science in our state. And obviously one of the things that ties in to that whole strategy is our first goal of improving the performance of all of our students in pre-K through graduate school. Some of the recommendations you can see up there are to improve the way we look at grade level expectations, course level expectations, and assessments are available, and begin to increase the rigor of our courses for students all the way from pre-kindergarten through our graduate programs. As you can see, we've begun to make some progress. We're working very closely with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education as well as with the Department of Higher Education. Both have members who sit on our coalition board, and they're very active in engaging in some of the problems that our General Assembly has identified in terms of the articulation between high school and college courses. How is it that students can leave a Missouri high school, walk into a Missouri institution of higher education, and not be prepared for the mathematics and science courses? So we're beginning to tackle some of those, and we're very actively involved in the articulation efforts as well as in looking at the grade level expectations for children in those subject areas beginning at the kindergarten level. Another strategy that we have is we really want to expand the pool of students who are motivated to pursue METS careers. I could show you statistics that are available on our website that show the steady decline in the number of students who are enrolling in mathematics, science, and engineering courses at our state universities. It might surprise you to know that last year we graduated one physics teacher in the state of Missouri. We cannot be a world-class state preparing our students for challenging careers, with one physics teacher graduated in our state. So we really need to begin working with our students to help them understand what is out there in terms of the possibilities for them. And some of the progress that we've been able to make, you can see listed in the bullets there. Advanced placement courses, forgiveness of pre-engineering student loan programs, and the Missouri Chamber, who has been an active partner in the coalition throughout its existence. In fact, the Missouri Chamber actually hosts our coalition director's office. They obtained a federal grant for the Show Me Scholars program, which we could share more information with you about, but basically is a way of providing mentoring and support for students as they look at career options and opportunities. Our third strategy is to expand that pool of METS educators. I noted that kind of scary possibility that we only had one physics teacher graduated in our state. We need to have higher quality METS educators all along the pipeline, from kindergarten all the way through our graduate programs. We need incentives for recruiting and retaining those educators. We've begun to do some work trying to find our teacher leaders in our state. We've succeeded in creating some institutes using funding that was available through the EMINS program. We try to develop those teachers and give them a reason for being in their classrooms and the incentives that they need. You'll also see in a later slide that many of those teachers were later rewarded with their competitive grant applications to receive the technology in their classrooms, not only computers for students, but advanced calculators, probeware, and other things that they could use in their classrooms to improve their teaching. The group also has supported passage of the Alternative Teacher Certification Program to provide additional teachers for our classrooms. Strategy 4 involves a focus on technology and a look at what kinds of technologies do we need in our classrooms to really support the METS curriculum at all grades, the grade level expectations, and the kind of assessments that our students are being asked to complete. So we've developed a plan, and that's a plan I referred to as the one it was nice to have in our back pocket when we had gotten a call about what is possible in a state. And we were able to actually put forward figures and numbers. It's called the Solution for Modernizing Missouri Schools. It's located on our METS website. And this really entails looking at bringing more technology into the classroom using the EMINS National Center program as a model. And I have some brochures for you about that program. As important as it is to bring the technology into the classroom, just as you heard the previous speaker say, it's even more important that our teachers receive the professional development and training support they need to know how to use that technology effectively. I think all of us have walked into classrooms and seen computers with the screens blank, or a great interactive whiteboard and the teachers maybe even just using it as a screen to show something with an overhead projector on it. And that's what happens, sadly, when technology investments are not backed up by high-quality professional development. So with our technology plan, we are looking at bringing more technology into classrooms and using professional development programs like EMINS that have research-based results behind them that show how fidelity to a model that involves teachers and gives them the tools they need through professional development and support can make a difference in student performance. In 2007, there was state funding to bring the EMINS program into 100 math and science classrooms across our state. Many of those classrooms are of those teachers who are those high-quality teacher leaders. They are serving as models in their school districts and across our state. $1 million was provided for after-school programs. Many of our children learn to love and care about math and science in those great informal programs after school, where they have a chance to play with the robotics, where they have a chance to learn in informal ways. The program in 2007 also was able to secure funding for advanced placement test fees. Many of our students can take advanced placement courses at their high schools or through programs like the Missouri Virtual Instruction Program, but when it comes to taking the advanced placement test, they lack the funding personally to pay for the fees to take that test. So this program in 2007 did provide some funding for those students. And same funding level, or a little $100,000 to certify teachers who could provide those advanced placement courses to our students. In 2008, the funding level was decreased. We did secure, however, $1 million to expand the METS program into an additional 50 classrooms around the state.